If you are from Nigeria thinking of coming to the UK to study, you might find this video very useful. It will help you to plan your finance. It will help you to know what to expect and how to prepare yourself before coming over here. One of the reasons why I decided to do these videos because there are so many people, that came in for their masters and, they found themselves in trouble in terms of financial stress, and a lot of them are struggling. I also know about a couple of them that had to go back, due to lack of proper planning. So if you are looking to come to the UK to study, please listen to the end. Today's video, I would like to share my own personal experience with you and some tips that might help you to plan your finance. Because the truth is, if you're planning to come into the UK to study, you really, really do need to plan. You need to plan your finance so you don't get stuck in the UK. So, studying in the UK entails a lot of things. First and foremost, it involves a lot of money. I'm not going to deceive you. If there's anyone telling you that it's easy, I'll say no. I did my master's here in human resource management at the University of Hull, and I also I'm rounding up my PhD in human resource management, University of Hull. I'm going to tell you from my own experience, it involves a lot of money, and the truth is, it's doable, but this is something you really, really want to think about. You want to plan towards before coming. You don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want to be stressed. Now, there are two categories. Are you coming as a sponsored student? If you're lucky to have sponsors, maybe your employers are ready to sponsor you, or you have family or friends or organizations, or maybe you work in the university, you lecture, and you're coming in as a sponsored student. Brilliant. You are going to have a soft landing because you're already cushioned and you've been able to secure some funding. Brilliant. That's a soft landing. But if you are a self-sponsored student like myself, this video is for you, because the truth is, it is not easy. It's a lot of commitment, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of perseverance. You really, really want to think about it. You really, really want to plan towards it. So let's start it this way. You want to study in the UK. You need to understand the fact that, one, you need to plan your tuition. Plan for your tuition. You might not have the whole money or have an idea of what it will cost. When I came in for my master's program was for 1 year, 12 calendar months. My tuition then was £14,000. £14,000. And I was required to pay a tuition deposit of £2,000 before coming, which I did. So I paid £2,000 before coming. I had £12,000 to pay. Now, you want to think about it. Have you got some savings? Have you got some investment, maybe some properties you could convert to money? Have you got, um, have you got a job back home that would be, you know, you'll still be earning some money while you're here? You want to think about that. You want to think about your streams of income before coming here. I know it's hard. I understand the fact that it's hard. But I'm just trying to let you know that you need to think wide, think deep, and plan and expect a lot. A lot of universities post-COVID are giving a lot of discounts now. So I think the tuition fee has really, really dropped. For example, University of Hull. So, for example, in the University of Hull, currently, uh, for postgraduate fees, if you're planning to come for a postgraduate taught course, uh, currently, yeah, here we are. So currently for Faculty of Arts, Culture and Education, you should expect to pay a minimum of £8,950 a year. If you're coming into the business school, you might be paying £9,750 a year. If it's the law school or School of Politics and International Studies, £8,950 you should expect. If you're coming into the Faculty of Science and Engineering, that should be about £11,000. And if you're thinking of the Faculty of Health Sciences, that should be about £11,000. Now, this is for taught masters. This is for taught masters. If you're thinking of coming to do a postgraduate research, you should expect between 15,200 and 17,750. If you're thinking of a PhD, you should be mindful that you're going to be paying your tuition fee for 3 good years. So, between 15,200 and 17,750 for 3 good years. So you really want to think about that. This has really gone down because when I did my own masters in the business school, I actually paid £14,000. So 9,750, it's a good deal. And then for my PhD, I'm rounding up now. I paid £14,000 for 3 good years. So this has gone up. And this is University of Hull, just as an example. So if we look at, if we compare this to, this is University of Cambridge. Look at the fees. Masters by research, you can see. For home students, 12,525, you can see. Overseas student, 28. So just look at this column for overseas students. Can you see it? Did you see the difference? Did you see the difference? 28,000, 33,000, 30,000. So what does this tell you? Okay, let's even have another look. You can see. So depending on the course, have you seen? This is a home student. This is overseas. International student. This is what you pay if you're thinking of coming to Cambridge University. I'm on their website. Look at it. This is it. University of Cambridge. This is current. I'm on the website. You can go to the website and check. So what I'm trying to do here is to just give you an idea. Compare universities. And in this case, I'm trying to compare Cambridge University and Hull University. Okay? So you really want to think about this. So the point I'm trying to make here is this. The first and foremost thing is to think of location. When you're planning to come study here, think about the location, because the location also affects your fees. If you're thinking of studying in London, then you should be thinking of paying twice as much. Look at it overseas. Have you seen the fees? Can you compare it to home students? This is what you pay per year. This is what you pay per year. So you want to think about your location. Where do you want to study? Look at it. Look at it. You see? This is Cambridge. Let's go back to Hull. So this is University of Hull. Postgraduates, international students. Look at that. It's a whole lot of difference. So the point I'm trying to make here is the first thing you want to consider is your location when deciding where to study. Okay, at this stage, I want to believe, okay, you've already, you've done your research, you've done your homework, so you've already decided the course requirements, everything, to apply, and that's a very different thing entirely. I'm not talking about applying for your program here. I'm just talking about planning for your finance. Planning for your finance. Planning for your finance. It's very important because it messes people up. So think about the location first. I can only liken this to living in Abuja. It's very expensive to live in Abuja. Everything affects the cost of living in Abuja. Affordability. You need to think about affordability. You see, someone living in Nasarawa or Suleja or neighboring towns and they commute to work in Abuja, they don't pay as much as people that live in Abuja. Abuja is the federal capital territory. So if you want to come to England and you think you want to stay in London, you need to be mindful of your overhead costs. It is very expensive. So first, consider the location. There are other locations that you may want to think about. They are beautiful locations and they are affordable. Think about Sheffield. Think about Leeds. Think about Hull, Birmingham, Nottingham, Manchester, and many more. Newcastle. But if you want to study in London, well, I just showed you. You see the difference. I'll go back there again. This is Cambridge University as an example. You can see the fees for overseas students. So you need to be mindful of that. That's the first thing. Choosing your location. So you really, really want to be sure of your tuition and plan towards it. Now, a lot of students come in here not really having, all the monies and, thinking, oh, once I get to the UK, I get a job. Oh, once I get to the UK, I'm going to get a job and I'll start making money and I'll start doing this. All those. Yeah, sometimes it happens like that. But the truth is, most times it doesn't happen that way. I'll use myself as an example. When I came in for my master's, I had some money with me because I was working. I had a lot of savings with me. Despite that, I had the opportunity to work while studying. The truth is, when I came in, I didn't get to start working until after 9 months. It took me a long time to get on a job. And this is due to a lot of reasons. One, when you come in, the people you associate with will impact you positively or negatively. If you come in and you associate with people, that that are settled, that can, give you guidelines on how to navigate the system. Because the truth is, you need help navigating the system. So if you associate with people that will help you navigate the system, it becomes easier. In my own case, I came in, it wasn't easy because people don't share information here, especially our people. They don't tell you anything. They don't. Typically, they would not tell you anything. I remember asking a lot of people, oh, I need a job. I'm trying to get a job. I will go online, apply, I wasn't getting any result. I kept talking to people, even in the church, trying to like, oh God, I need a job. How do I go about it? I was new in the system. I didn't know anything. No one was telling me anything. People were like, keep looking, keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. So I kept applying until eventually I was lucky to discuss with someone who doesn't even reside in my location, an elderly man, and he laughed and said, look, that's not the way to go about it. Do this, do this, do this, do that. Do this training, do this training, um, get a DBS, get your NI, do this, do that, do that. And that was it. In a matter of 1 month, I was already on the job. I was working. So it took meeting the right person, getting the right information to navigate the system. Let me be honest with you. If you do not talk to the right people, you will struggle to navigate the system. The UK system is not easy to navigate. People don't tell you anything, especially our people. They don't like to share information. I don't know why. You need to talk to the right people, meet with the right people. When you come in newly and you're received by the right people, they will guide you. They will give you the information you need. They will support you. They will tell you what to do, how to do, the possible jobs you could quickly, get on to help you, pushing your finance and stabilize you a bit while you're looking for your ideal job. So you need to have that in mind. So back to my own experience, it took 9 good months and meeting the right person who gave me the right information. And within a month, something I have struggled for 9 months, that was it. I broke into the system and then I got a job, and that's how I started. So far, I have been able to give you tips on what to expect if you are coming to the UK to study. I also mentioned some few tips on how you can plan your finance, deciding on the location and how the location affects or impacts on the fees or your financial commitment when you come to study in the UK. If you would like to listen to the concluding part of this video, which discusses the maintenance aspect, working in the UK while you study, the kinds of job you could easily get on that will help you to stabilize quickly, please click on the next video. I'm going to leave the link in the description box.